Today I am gonna explain every healing class in Cataclysm, what they are good at, and I am even gonna sort them in these 3 tiers. Of course, not only all the healer classes are viable in 25-man raiding in Cataclysm, but they are also always represented in a well-made roster. Like you're seeing right here, we're gonna sort them in 3 categories, S, A, and B. I am gonna focus on PvE here. I will try to mention what the PvP nature of these classes is about, but it's not exactly my strong suit, so yeah, we're gonna focus on PvE. We're gonna start with the Holy Paladin right here. They are extremely powerful in 10-man because all the utility they got, you get all the blessings and interrupt, which is so crucial in 10-man. Paladins got rebuke now, that's an interrupt. They got CC immunity with Blessing of Freedom, they got Blessing of Protection. Extremely strong class for 10-man paladins in general, and especially a Holy Paladin. You probably see a Holy Paladin in almost every 10-man raid. As a matter of fact, all these things that I'm listing here, like an interrupt, Blessing of Protection, Blessing of Freedom, is also what makes them really strong in arenas, in PvP now. So yeah, that's a cool coincidence. In 25-man though, they are not as useful as a Protection and Retribution Paladin, which are top specs in their own. And even though their numbers are decent, right? A Holy Paladin doesn't provide any special value on its own that a Red or a Prot Paladin cannot provide. Even I dare say better. I would say even though the Holy Paladin by the numbers is a decent spec, you can get away with not taking a Holy Paladin in a 25-man if you get a couple reds to compensate. I really want to put it on B for its 25-man performance, but it is such a staple of 10-man and PvP that would be a disservice, that would be a lie. It's going on A. Now we have the Discipline Priest, right? They are of course designed from the start as a PvP spec, and it is no surprise that in this expansion they also are very good at PvP. As far as raiding goes though, they are pretty much mandatory. They have the strongest shields in the game and some very valuable damage reduction cooldowns. The thing about shields is that you are effectively healing damage before damage happens. Okay, so you are the ultimate heal sniper and everybody's gonna hate you. In all seriousness, they are vital for many heavy hitter bosses, right? They have some nice damage reduction cooldowns, like I said, and on top of that you get power infusion to boost the casters, you know, that's also very valuable. There is a lot of DPS checks in Cataclysm and that is much appreciated. Their healing numbers, again, and this is why I always say that the meters never tell the whole story, their numbers are not that great. But their single target healing is very competent, is very good, and even though the raid healing is not that good, utility wise, mitigation wise, they probably have the best cooldowns in the game. They have this AoE shield called Power Word Barrier. It's like a circle, you know, like an AoE spell, and like that is a 25% damage reduction for everybody in that circle. You know, the Paladin equivalent for Prot Paladin is 20% raid wide. I would dare say that's probably a little stronger. But even still, you know, you get a very comparable, in some situations even better debuff. And that counts for a lot. This is an absolute unit in pretty much any type of content. Some of the strongest healers in the game is going on S. Of course, that takes us to the Holy Priest, right? They have much better AoE healing in general than the Discipline counterpart, and their Guardian Spirit cooldown is stupid overpowered. Okay, so Guardian cooldown increases all healing received to the target by 60%, but also it will absorb one hit that would otherwise kill you. Okay, it's just like the Ardent Defender of the Prot Paladin. You probably seen that video from me. So it is one of the best cooldowns in the game. I don't think I have to explain to you why 60% bonus damage and a focus sash if you play Pokemon at the same time is really strong. They are not very represented in 10-man because the Discipline Priest outshadows it basically. And same with PvP. They are very, very vulnerable. They don't have the defensive cooldowns or the resistance to interrupts that the Discipline provides. So yeah, it's really good. It's represented. You're gonna see them in every 25-man, of course. They are going on A. Now we got the Resto Shaman, and this one breaks my heart, dude, because I've been playing Resto Shaman in TBC for half a decade at this point on private servers and whatnot, and they come from being one of the best into Rato de Lich King being meh, and now they are really weak, okay? I don't know how to sugarcoat it. They have AoE healing, that's it. It's not even the best AoE healing, they just have AoE healing. The one thing that makes them stand out, I would say, is that they have very mana efficient AoE healing, and they can go with chain heal pretty much forever. And in fights like, let's say, Cho'Gall Heroic, right, where there's constant AoE damage coming at you, they will probably be top of the meters, and they will never run out of mana, which is very important if you know what you're doing. In PvP, like in all other expansions, Resto Shamans are not good, because they are very vulnerable to interrupts. All their spells are nature, they have no protection against it, and they have no important cooldown or anything like that. Like, at least a Discipline Priest can have like a shield or something. They have nothing. You're forced to spam Lesser Healing Wave, which is Lesser Healing Wave. They don't have any HOTS, they don't have any good cooldowns. So the only good cooldown they got is the Poop Shield. That's not gonna cut it, okay? In 10-man they are basically non-existent, as AoE healing is not that important in 10-man obviously, and they don't have any important utility that would justify it. Their numbers certainly don't justify it. I know, this is sad, so we're gonna have to put it on B. With a lot of grief, I'm gonna put it on B, but that's the only place it should go. And now, bro. Oh, okay. The Resto Druid. What is the Resto Druid good at? Yes. So Resto Druids got insane AoE throughput, you know, they got insane AoE healing, they got insane, and also, very important here, predictable single target healing for the tank, right? With their heal on time spells, HOTS are very valuable on tank healing. And even though they are not the preferred healers for 10-man progression, right? By the time that they get their gear and they are well set up for the tier, they can pretty much single-handedly heal a raid. They also got some of the best instant heals in the shape of Swift Mend, which is now not a worthless talent anymore. You can consume your heal on time effects for a big heal instantly. And then you got Nature Swiftness, an instant big heal, also very, very strong. Of course, when your tank is getting hammered, and there's nothing like a Resto Druid. Their main weakness is that they have many mana issues, okay? They have a lot of mana problems. And this is where like the difference between a good raid leader and a bad raid leader is gonna come in, okay? If you get a good raid leader that understands how Resto Druid works, he's gonna direct all the innervates, all the mana cooldowns at him, okay? Because it is like, how can I put it? Imagine an artillery turret, right? It can do a lot of damage, okay? Imagine the damage is healing, whatever. It can do a lot of damage, but you gotta be constantly there with 5 people feeding it ammunition, on and on, feeding it ammunition. Otherwise, it doesn't do much, right? That's the Resto Druid. If you get a raid that enables you, that gives you mana, they are the best healers in the game. Otherwise, I mean, they are still decent, but they are nowhere near like meter breaking like they are. In 25-man, it is not rare to take 2 Resto Druids to the raid because their healing is so good and so vital for survival. As far as PvP goes, of course, Druids are highly desirable because they are really hard to kill in general. This has been a thing ever since arenas were a thing, and their heal on times effects are very good because not only they are hard to interrupt, you know, because they are instant, a lot of them. They are also absorbing dispels, right? So you most of the time, you prefer somebody to dispel a tiny heal on you than an important buff, obviously. And of course, you know, in PvP they got Decurs, they got Poison Heal, which are very important because they counter Warlocks and Rogues, and you are gonna see a lot of Warlocks and Rogues in PvP in Cataclysm. So yes, the Resto Druid, without a doubt, is going headfirst onto the top of S tier. Let's put it at the top here. They are the kings of healing in Cataclysm, and yeah, you probably want to take 2 of these into a raid. And by the way, because people are gonna be saying stuff in the comments, I know how you guys are, I wanna dispel a few notions here. I said in my previous tier list for DPS that Cataclysm is extremely well balanced in DPS, right? That is not the case in healing at all, okay? The difference between S tier and B tier is astronomical. And even though you wanna represent every spec in a raid for utility and whatnot, those differences are gonna be very noticeable, okay? Personally, I would recommend, if you are on the fence of what healing spec you should go, I would say you should either play a Discipline Priest, a Holy Paladin, or a Resto Druid, because Those are the 3 classes, right, that have the best chance of getting a 10-man spot as well as a 25-man spot. They are always in demand, they are always good, and you know, getting 10-man raiding spots easily will make it easy to gear up a lot faster, obviously. Anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the Discord in the description. Check out all these videos out here, prepare for Cataclysm, and thank you so much for watching.